Hey guys, Joey here. So I'm on my way to work, and I thought I'd go ahead and do my review during this downtime. It's a little different than what I normally do. You guys know that I normally review comic books, but this is a review on a book series that I actually read. Well, technically, I bought the audiobooks from Audible on Amazon or whatever. But initially, I had read a book called The Hunt by Andrew Fukuda, and man, it was super fucking awesome. I plan on doing a review on that as well. But after I finished that book, I, was looking for something to take its place, man. I felt just like a empty spot, even in between the comics I'm reading. I felt like, I needed something that could take that time that I was, had invested listening to, and, because I bought the audiobook of the first series for The Hunt. The second and third books, I actually bought the paperback books, but anyways, that's not what this review is about. What this review is about is a book called The Immortal Rules was the first book, but it's actually the Blood Eden series, and this book is by, what's her name, Julie Kagawa, I'm not sure how to say that. And the reason I'm not sure is because in the audiobooks, and I may be wrong here, but I'm pretty damn sure, like the second one I could have sworn it said her name was Julie Kagawa, and then in the third book it said Kagawa, so I don't know. But initially the first book starts off a little slow. The characters aren't all that great. The main character is pretty decent. It has a pretty decent little storyline, kind of insightful, but it does start off a little slow. It's based in a dystopian vampire-ruled universe. Also, there's humans, and there are these things called rabbits. Okay, and this, spoiler alert, this is where I'm gonna get into the book some, but it's about this girl named Allie, and that's short for Allison, and she is a badass. She lives on the outskirts of a vampire city known as the Fringe, is the name of the outskirts that she lives in, and she lives in a group with this little asshole Stick that she protects and feeds because he's too useless to do anything for himself. Also, she's got a couple other friends, and anyways, Allie's out scavenging. She goes and she finds a supply of food. She, she ran into a vampire. I don't know the word to use there. Incidentally, maybe, I don't know. She runs into this vampire totally on accident inside this little sewer that she's crawling through, and these guys that are fuckwads are trying to rob him, thinking he's a normal guy, and he kills the shit out of them, and then he runs into Allie when she's trying to get out of there, and he pretty much just has a conversation with her and lets her go. He's like, I've already fed for the night, whatever, but, and so long story short, she goes back and tells her little buddies, hey, there's food here, this fucking just wonderland of food, which is real hard to come by there. So she goes and tries to get the food with her band of her motley crew, and they fucking end up running into these things, those rabbits that were created when looking for a vampire cure. Oh, wait a minute, no, I'm getting a little ahead of myself here. Yeah, there was a cure that there was a disease called red lung that was wiping out pretty much all of society, and there was a vampire that tried to help some human scientists come up with a cure, and it caused the rabbits, which are just like fucked up vampire zombie type things. And anyways, those guys kill her crew, and she is gonna die. One of them makes it out alive, but she's pretty much fucked, and she's gonna die. And that vampire runs into her, and he gives her the choice to become a vampire or totally die and become one of those fucked up rabbits, or either way he was gonna put her down. But if she chose to be a vampire, he would fuck with her and teach her how to be a vampire, and you know, that's where she goes with it. And yeah, it's just pretty fucking awesome. The guy Kanan, he's a badass. Getting into the second book, the Raider King Jekyll. Jekyll is actually her blood brother, who was also created by Kanan, and Jekyll is my favorite throughout the series. Allie has a love interest in the story, which is this guy Ezekiel Cross, and I love Zeke to death. He's fucking awesome. I've read a lot of people's reviews and stuff like that, and you know, I guess they didn't really look good at Zeke or look upon Zeke with open arms. I don't know. I guess people didn't like the concept of, you know, a good human who was also a badass, because that's how I saw him anyway. But yeah, long story short, man, I loved Zeke to death, but Jekyll was my favorite character by far. And pretty much they have to go and fuck up this insane vampire that wants to destroy the world. And it's just badass all around. I mean, everything about it's exciting. Like the second book, there were some moments that, like, you know, towards the end where, you know, I'm not going to say it made me cry, because it didn't. But it fucking made me, you know, cover my face up. I'm like, oh, shit, really? This happened? And, yeah, but at the same time, I had a feeling that something else was going to happen that ended up happening in the third book. And it's something you should really just check out, man. The third book will blow your fucking mind all the way through. Now, again, the second book, well, we'll start with the first. The first book starts out really slow. By the middle, it picks up. And towards the end, you're like, oh, fuck, I don't want it to end. It's so good. Now, the second one starts out really, really fucking slow. When I said the first one starts out slow, the second one starts out really fucking slow. But again, by the middle, you're just blown the fuck away. And by the end, you're just thinking, holy fuck. It's just epic. Epic is the only word I can use to describe this. And the third book, good all the way through. Good all the way through. Like from fucking first page, epilogue, to the fucking end. All the way badass. So if you guys get a chance, check out that book. Also check out The Hunt by Andrew Fukuda. And there's a couple other books that I ended up reading that are not worth mentioning, but I will totally do a review for The Hunt and let you guys know a little bit more about that, kind of do an overview. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you later.